I've been in and around Hebden Bridge for a few days now, and it's a really lovely place. Good morning.
Morning.
Oh yeah, make sure you smile.
Lovely day.
It is, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, I've been in and around Hebden Bridge for a few days now, and it's such a lovely place, and I made a really, really great friend. And yeah, she took me on such a lovely walk yesterday, and I've really enjoyed her company. It's been great. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to be coming back to this neck of the woods. I really like it here. I love the deep-sided wooded valleys, and I mean the wildflowers that I saw yesterday on this walk were astonishing, just lovely. So yeah, but sadly it's kind of, and with some reluctance I have to say, it's time for me to turn around and move on. So yeah, there I am. I'm cruising along quite happily in the sunshine, and there's a woman walking towards me on the towpath, walking her two dogs. And one of the dogs obviously takes a shine to my boat and tries to leap on board, only it completely mistimed it and landed quite a bit in front of the boat. So I obviously had to take evasive action and steer away from it. The dog can't get out of the canal. The woman's trying to lift it out by its forepaws, and I've gone over to the other side of the canal and gone into the bank, you know? I mean, just bonkers. Now, the other night, I was moored to the west of Hebden Bridge, and between locks 11 and 7, they're not allowing any traffic through between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 a.m. in the morning. Now the upshot of that is that the level of the canal drops quite dramatically. Now, during the night I was woken up at 3:45 by an almighty crash, which was stuff falling over. Now I'd moored quite away from the edge of the bank anyway, but what had happened was the canal had dropped so much that the whole of one side of my boat was resting on a ledge, and the boat was listing so badly. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. And you know, having walked along the canal, I noticed all the other boats were doing exactly the same. This is sort of Hebden Middle Lock. Now this has been by far the most difficult lock I've had to operate on my own. Opening the paddles to let the water out of this lock was an absolute nightmare. They were stuck really fast, and it took a huge physical effort to get them open. But not only that, they're quite short, and also there's a lot of leakage at the other end, which means that, you know, if you're anywhere near the back end of the lock, all that water's going over the back end of your boat. So yeah, it wasn't a very pleasant experience, I've got to say. It was a bit nerve-wracking at times. And I've seen boats coming up here as well, and like water pouring all over the well deck. But hey, what can you do? It's boat life, I suppose. Well folks, remember this place? Yes, I'm back at Salter Hebble, Bottom Lock, but this time I've got a key, so we'll see how this guillotine lock works. Here goes. controlling the boat on the ropes, trying to keep it forward of the sill marker. The water level goes down. So it's going nice and slow, so that's good. Yeah, so I had to interrupt the filming of going through the Guillotine lock earlier this morning because 3 young scallies decided to, they decided they liked the look of the camera, which was fixed in the well deck in the front of the boat. So yeah, I had to take a walk down there and put the camera inside the boat. But they were all right in the end, so they were fine, no worries. So yeah, I'm still on the Calder and Hebble, heading towards Brighouse now. What amazingly beautiful canals they have in Yorkshire. I'm gobsmacked. Absolutely stunningly beautiful. Terrific landscape. And something quite funny happened as I was going through Elland earlier on this morning. I really wish I'd had my camera on the deck, so there's a lesson learned there. But yeah, I was going through Elland and I was attacked by a swan who was obviously trying to protect the nesting mother. But how a swan thought it could take on a 53-foot canal boat, I have no idea. Absolutely bizarre, but it was really, really aggressive, and it came up behind and it was pecking away at the fender. It was really going for it, and it followed me about 400 yards down the canal, pecking away. I was quite worried it was going to get caught up in the prop actually, but yeah, just one of those weird and wonderful things that happens on the canals, I guess. So I'm just leaving Brighouse, where I moored up overnight. I was hoping I could get a toilet pump out in Brighouse, but it was just like an Elson disposal place. So the nearest place is Huddersfield, which I could get to in a day if I thrashed it a bit, I guess. But I'm just going to take it a bit easy. Get there today, the day after tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, Brighouse was okay. What can I say? So I've got 4 more locks to do before I come off Calder and Hebble and turn onto the Huddersfield Broad Canal. Behind the trees. There we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, a nice broad stretch of water this morning, which makes a nice change. It's good. And it's very sunny, hence the hat, so I can see where I'm going. So there's the weir on the left, and I'm going to take this lock over here on the right. Going under the M62 here. It's really strange that on the Calder and Hebble navigation up near Hebden Bridge and Soundby Bridge, all around there was a huge amount of bird life. Loads and loads of geese, Canada geese, ducks. Didn't seem to be anything down here. Are you? Something very strange happened a bit earlier, I was working lock 2 on the Huddersfield Broad Canal, and this old guy, older than me that is, well, quite a bit older than me actually, hobbled up with his dog and sat on the bench to watch me. He had his flat hat, and he was quite a large gentleman, I've got to say. Anyway, he was sitting there quietly watching me, and then his mobile phone rang, and he said, he answered the phone and said hello, and he said, "Oh, I'm out walking dog," and then he said, "Why, do you want some gear? I can be round fairly soon if you like." I couldn't believe the type of drug dealers they've got in Huddersfield. How bizarre is that? That was really strange. Wow. I did wonder when I started this little adventure whether I might find it being a bit lonely being on the boat on my own. But I've got to say, I've met so many fantastic people. Really, I mean, people are just so friendly. It's unbelievable. You just talk to people at the locks all the time. It's just been great, and you talk to other boaters, and people have just been so generous and so helpful and so friendly. And I'd like to give a very special mention to Chris, who has donated his copy of the Nicholson's Northwestern Pennines maps to me, and also the Inland Waterways maps. Thank you very much, Chris. It is so much appreciated.
This is the remarkable Turnbridge locomotive lift bridge in Huddersfield, built in 1865. Firstly, you close the road to traffic. The road lifts to allow your boat through. You then lower the bridge and reopen the road, and off you go.
Huddersfield hasn't been very kind to me so far. On the way in, I slipped on the gunnels, and I knackered my shoulder, and my leg, and my bum. So basically, I had to hang around at least a day longer than I wanted to. But anyway, this morning I did the loo pump out, which went very well. Apart from the fact that it was absolutely pouring with rain and I got soaking wet. And when I pulled off, I realised that there was very little power coming from the engine. So basically, I'm stuck up the Huddersfield without a paddle. Anyway, next time we'll be cruising through the Stanage Tunnel, I hope. See you then. At least the head doesn't stink anymore.